Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Company 119's The Coffee Cup. My name is Ryan Gilgerson, lead creative here at Company 119, and we're really glad you could join us today. We've had some of the most influential minds in content marketing on with us this week, and that continues today as we welcome Carmen Hill to the show. Carmen has her own company, Chill Content. She does freelance work as well. She's won so many awards you can't even list them all, but most recently she won the Content Marketing Award in 2017 for Best In-Person Content Marketing Strategy. She was just in town in Cleveland for Content Marketing World last week, and we're really lucky to have her all the way from Oregon. Carmen, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
So tell us a little bit about how you got involved in this crazy world of content.
Well, content is, it's kind of a natural fit for me. I was in journalism originally, and then in B2B marketing. And so those two fields really align very well in terms of the kind of skills that are involved, the kind of projects, and really just the approach to content in general are very similar mindset.
You do a lot of speaking engagements, most recently Content Marketing World. How do you enjoy doing the large events like that where you get to speak to a lot of people at once?
It's terrifying, to be perfectly honest. But it's I love events like that because it really brings together some of the best minds in the business. You're able to really hear from a lot of different points of view, some of which are right in your wheelhouse and some of which are kind of outside of that, which allows you to bring other perspectives into your work. And the people are awesome. It's something I look forward to every year just because the people are so great and I always have a great time.
That's awesome. So glad you enjoyed it. Did you enjoy Cleveland?
I always love Cleveland too. Cleveland is kind of underrated, and I had never been there until I came to Content Marketing World in 2012, and I've been every year since, and I look forward to it, and my friends do too. We have favorite places that we go every year, restaurants and some of the sites, and so I think Cleveland is amazing.
Well,
the people from Cleveland are great too.
You're automatically our new favorite guest, Carmen. Thank you so much for the kind words. So I wanted to speak a little bit about your area of expertise and the thing that I think you're talking about the most right now, which is account-based marketing and account-based content, which is kind of a new way of looking at the way that we market. Tell us a little bit, just a 5,000-foot overview as to what account-based marketing is.
Account-based marketing is just what it sounds like. It's focusing on accounts rather than leads, and because most salespeople are not looking to close a lead, they're looking to close an account, and so focusing on the company that has the budget in B2B marketing is really what it's all about. And the difference is, instead of kind of the classic metaphor is, instead of casting a net and hoping that the right fish swim into your net, it's going after the accounts that are most likely to want to buy from you, be able to buy from you, and it's spear fishing versus casting the big net.
Which is so important. One of the things that I love about the way that this strategy is presented is that it integrates your sales team and your marketing team and kind of gets them on the same page. How does it do that?
Well, the other thing that's true about marketing and sales is, for years there's been this kind of ongoing problem of misalignment. Marketing is very busy gathering leads, building awareness, and the end of the marketing has tended to stop when they threw the leads over the fence to sales. And a lot of times, the sales team didn't necessarily appreciate the leads they got. They maybe weren't qualified. They weren't from companies who had budget, et cetera. And so consequently, everybody was working hard and spending a lot of money, but there was not this kind of continuity between the efforts of marketing and the efforts of sales. Account-based marketing, when done right, brings marketing and sales together at the outset. So they're agreeing on which accounts they're going to target. They're agreeing on kind of what the key messaging points are, the individuals in those companies that they need to talk to, and the kind of content that those targeted accounts need in order to engage and make a decision.
Sure. We always talk about how all great strategies start with knowing and understanding who your customer or who your prospect is going to be. What are some of the things that people need to take into consideration about those individual accounts before they get into composing a strategy? What are some things you need to know about those accounts to get started?
Well, you have to understand things about their business. What business are they in? Are they in healthcare? Are they in manufacturing? You need to understand what the roles are that are important in that organization. You need to understand what their barriers are to making decisions, kind of what the challenges and opportunities may be, both in their market space, but also in their organization. Understanding things like what their, in the case of B2B technology, understanding what their technology stack looks like. What do they already have? How long has it been since they replaced it? That sort of thing. So it kind of depending on your business and the business of the account, understanding all of those things, it's going to vary from one business to another, but really kind of understanding what it is that's driving their business and the kinds of information and solutions that will help them to be successful.
Awesome. If you have an agency that's looking to make a change or make a shift and start approaching things from an account-based strategy, what advice or recommendations would you give them in terms of getting started and kind of making that transition into an account-based approach?
Well, first of all, I think that you need to get together with your colleagues in sales, your colleagues in customer success, the people who are involved in that whole process. Throughout the buyer's journey or the sales funnel, however you choose to look at it, and get an understanding of what it is you're trying to achieve. But also, I think start small. Don't start by account-based marketing or account-based content is not something that you do instead of all your other marketing. It's something that is a specific focus area. And so, doing a pilot where you take a small set of accounts, kind of test your process, get an understanding of how it works, see where things can be improved, and mainly put strategy first. There are a gazillion technology platforms out there to help you scale your account-based marketing once it's in place. But what you don't want to do is go spend thousands of dollars on a platform that may not be supporting what you need to do. So that would be the first thing.
Wonderful. In terms of, obviously it merges the sales and marketing teams together. We talked about that a little bit. Who do you think benefits more from account-based marketing? Does it make the marketing end of things easier or the sales end of things easier? Who gets the bigger benefit from switching to account-based marketing?
Well, I'm not sure it makes things easier for either, but I think it makes it more successful for both.
Sure.
For one thing, because just by the nature of going after accounts that are most likely to successfully move through a decision process and be those prospects that are interested in your project or in your product rather, that have a propensity to buy, are going to just by the nature of that be more likely to be ultimately customers. So that's great for marketing because the leads that they're sending to sales are more highly qualified and more likely to move through that process, and for sales because they're able to close more deals. So that's maybe oversimplifying it a little bit, but it ultimately comes down to your company is the real winner because you're closing more deals and you're getting more revenue. That's the ultimate KPI for any marketing, but for account-based marketing, that's one of the benefits.
Perfect. We really appreciate you explaining a little bit about that. I think it's an interesting topic. You've got some information online as well that people can check out. Is there somewhere a site or somewhere people can go that you could recommend to get a little more information about account-based marketing?
Sure. There's a couple of resources that I would recommend. One is my colleagues at Alias Partners in London do a lot of they focus on account-based demand generation with a focus on content, in particular content marketing, demand gen marketing. Their website aliaspartners.com has a great resources section that has all kinds of information, everything from how to select your accounts to how to create really engaging conversations, everything you would want to know from a demand generation and content marketing point of view, and applying those account-based marketing principles to your content marketing. Another good source of information is Topo. It's an analyst firm, topo.com, I believe, TOPO. They recently did a blog post that summarized all of the different aspects of account-based marketing very concisely. So they're a great resource. Companies, some of the technology platform companies that are in the space, Demandbase, for example, comes to mind. There are others that also tend to have very good resources just for background and how-tos, etc.
Wonderful. We really appreciate you sharing that. I know you mentioned that the Carmen Hill World Tour continues next week. You've got more engagements and more speaking and lecturing to do coming up. We're going to let you get back to your work, but we really, really appreciate you taking some time out to talk with us, and hopefully we'll get a chance to do it again with you.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Carmen. That was Carmen Hill joining us all the way from Oregon to talk to us about account-based marketing, a strategy that I think is really interesting. Lots of homework to do on that. She gave you some great resources. Make sure you check those out. And guess what? You just learned more about account-based marketing, a brand new strategy you might not have known more about before today. Before you finish your first cup of coffee, then your competition will all day. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon.